We're going to go out to Denver and bring in our main man, Mark Schlereth, from his crib in Denver. All right, guys, let's get to it. Time for a big story presented by Hyundai. All right, Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk has suggested that the NFL consider the possibility of going all the way out to a remote island, perhaps, some coronavirus-free zone, and play its NFL season. I think I want to pick up from where I said in the last segment. I think Las Vegas might be another option even for the NFL. Again, obviously, I'm someone that really wants sports to come back, and we need to do everything in our power to make sure we have these football and basketball seasons. Do we think, we'll start with you, Marcellus, thoughts on Mike Florio's idea of the NFL playing in an isolated coronavirus-free zone, wherever the hell that is?
Yeah, this is even a more daunting task than the NBA trying to put together its season, which I think both of them should try as hard as they can to make this happen as a reality. We all want it. But the NFL, woo, you're talking about a different animal in terms of just the 1,800-plus players, essential personnel, coaches, staff, therapists, doctors. I mean, you're talking about the line, that population of people who need to be quarantined or in this bubble area for the NFL, more difficult, on top of the fact that just physically to play the sport and pragmatically to perform the sport is going to be more difficult because it's not as recreational as a basketball court or just having a basketball venue, and at times multiple basketball venues under one umbrella. That doesn't happen in the NFL. It's a stadium, it's a football field, and it's very difficult to kind of replicate that experience. But not impossible. Looking forward to seeing what can come from this. And this is just the first iteration, the first mindset around this conversation. So we know that more will come in detail and hopefully come to life.
Yeah, I just think this is the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. I mean, first off, where are you going to go? What bubble are you going to put everybody in? It's 53 guys on a roster, 14 practice squad guys, 20 coaches. Like, we're all going to sequester in some corona-free zone. Where are we going to practice? How are we going to get all these people together? How are we going to get the games off? First of all, can we just let the quarantine stuff have its effect first before we decide to ship us off to Mars to play football? I mean, this to me is, again, fear-mongering at its best. Like, let's capitalize on clicks because let's write a story about fear on something there's no even factual basis on. It's just a dumb idea. Stupid.
Mark, you forced me to do something I don't think I've ever done in my life. I'm going to defend Mike Florio. Okay, good. And I don't like Mike Florio, but I'm going to defend him. Listen, man, we put a man on the moon. I think his name was Neil Armstrong. We've done some amazing things in this country. We went back 200 years. Somebody say, oh, man, a plane is going to fly you from California to New York. And, you know, there's all kinds of incredible things that we've done. Smart people are going to figure out how we play football, basketball, and baseball this year. And I don't really think it's that hard. And again, to me, when you're in a situation like this, what I don't like doing, and again, I can't stand Florio. I think he's a phony fraud. But I don't like shouting down bad ideas. There are no bad ideas. Throw it up there, get the conversation going. Look, hopefully the Kansas City Chiefs can play right there in Arrowhead Stadium, and the Denver Broncos can play right at Mile High Stadium and all those things. But I'm not going to question anybody that's like, here's plan B, C, D, E, and F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Come up with all the plans you can come up with to play football this year because it is important, I think, to American society and culture. And so Florio's idea is a little bit silly, but I'm not going to knock the man for a silly idea. It's worth considering anything, and I do think that, and one thing we're going to have to get over, because there's been some blowback about athletes getting tested, And can the rest of the public get tested as frequently or as easily as athletes? I got to be honest, I don't have a problem with it. And if they come to some measures where athletes are getting tested more often and getting perhaps more efficient medical care so they can play these games, I won't have a problem with it. Marcellus?
Yeah, look, a couple things come to mind, man. Obviously, necessity is the mother of invention. We're going to figure something out because we need to figure something out. And this is just the beginning of that. If I'm talking to Schlereth and everyone else who really heard this idea and was like, whoa, and had to roll their eyes, I felt the same way. But we have to respect that your imagination is just a seed that becomes that reality. We have to follow, as Jason went through the alphabet, and I think he missed a letter there, though, but he got through the alphabet, basically, right? We have to start somewhere. We're going to start somewhere, and trust me, wherever we go, we're going to laugh at where we started. But right now, we need to continue this thought experiment to make sure we get us some football.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as long as we go ahead and let the quarantine play out first and see where we are after that before we start throwing ludicrous ideas about playing on Mars. Listen, I'm for anything that keeps football alive because I want to see it and I love it. It's the lifeblood that has provided for my family. So I love football, but for crying out loud, I want to see what we do as a country, what we do as a kind of a community, a world community first to see exactly what happens before we start canceling things and moving things to Timbuktu.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. And be sure to check out more of the best clips from Speak For Yourself or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.